blast off. Hi, Jim Ziegler, the Alpha Dog. We got an exciting show for you today. One of my best friends in the industry, a real retail guy. I couldn't get him, but we got James Klaus instead. But it's gonna be a great show. Before we get started here, I'm gonna have to do a little housekeeping. So let me turn over here and make this broadcast public. Yeah, it's coming up now. We got to do that. Oh, here it comes. Refresh that screen. Oh, there we are. There's my clicker. Okay, coming, public. We are public. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to my friend, James Klaus.
Hello, everybody.
Dealer teamwork.
Yes.
Dealer teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Teamwork makes the dream work. Absolutely.
Okay, James, now tell me a little bit about your background. You just stumbled in. You never been in the car business, right?
Not quite, Jim. Background on me was I was a 21-year-old kid selling office supplies. I grew up in Detroit, Michigan, but I was selling office supplies. I walked into a car dealership and I upsold the general manager from a case or from a box of paper to a pallet. And the next day I was a car salesman. That was 17 years ago, give or take. So I spent the next 15 years in retail, was a salesperson, a used car sales manager, a finance manager, a GSM, a GM, an e-com director. My last title at my last store, which I was at for 8 years, was helper, because I defined what I did very simply. My job was to help. I helped remove any roadblocks that got in the way of my salespeople selling a vehicle or a customer buying a vehicle. I removed any roadblocks that got in the way of a service writer helping a customer service a vehicle or helping a customer.
Well, the truth of the matter is, I knew the answer to the question.
Yes, you did.
But I wanted to establish on this broadcast. We got an audience. Mike Phillips is here. Jason Grace. Hey, Melissa Skinner. She's going to be at Battle Plan. Mike Phillips is going to be there. I think Jason Grace is coming. But anyway, I want to establish you as a professional car guy from the retail side as well as the vendor side. Is that fair?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I know you and your partner in crime, the man that's waited his entire life for the remake of Wizard of Oz, Sean Stapleton.
Yeah.
He can afford to get some platform shoes. He sure can.
Yeah. If you notice one thing about Sean, he loves to hire tall people to work for him. So, that way we can carry him around, give him piggyback rides. We did a funny meme a couple years ago for NADA where we had a picture of me walking around and then I was wearing a baby Bjorn and Sean was in the baby Bjorn saying,
"No."
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a lot of fun with it.
Stapleton can't stay in a hotel with more than 5 floors.
No.
Can't reach the elevator buttons.
No, that's just, and the poor guy's in Arizona on vacation, and I have a feeling if he's watching this, there's going to be some serious typing coming up.
He was invited on this broadcast, and he had other things he had to do. Hey, Jeff Troxwell just showed up. Barry Brodsky's on.
Barry Brodsky in the house. What's up, Barry?
Brodsky's in there. There's another short guy.
Hey, don't mess with him. He's a tough little guy, though.
Oh, I'm telling you, he just looks rough.
He'll make you disappear.
Hunter Swift. We got Hunter Swift in the sidebar.
Hey, Hunter.
Okay, now let's talk about dealer teamwork. I mean, you and I, we can get way off track and we can go way out there. But dealer teamwork does what?
So what dealer teamwork does is we make digital marketing easy to understand and use. So what does that mean? Well, we created a patented MPOP solution, which is really a content distribution solution. So we take your message, whether it's a $199 lease offer on a vehicle, whether it's a service offer on an oil change or a routine maintenance, and we take that transactional data and we put it into your paid search. We create landing pages for your website on your URL, on your domain authority. So that way you get an organic benefit that builds value for the customer and shows them the actual pricing that they can purchase for. We drive traffic to these pages and we help distribute your content. How do we distribute? We take your message, we put it in Facebook, we put it in email, we put it in paid search, we put it in organic content. So we just syndicate it out there all in real time.
Okay, so I've taken the complete demo. Matter of fact, you were kind enough to give me a demo of the entire process. Now, what impressed me is you can go on a website and you can take any unit that's advertised on that website and you can maximize the SEO on that particular unit. Is that correct?
Yeah. So what we do is, and we can do this 2 different ways, but the most popular way is you get somebody into the MPOP, they log in and they desk a deal. You know, what do we do as car dealers? We price cars, we merchandise cars. So when you get in there and you desk a lease, you desk a 0 down lease, you desk a finance payment, you desk a savings amount, you desk a buy price, just like we've done every day. And then it pushes that message out to the world on real vehicles that are actually in your inventory. So if Debbie's looking for that new Escalade and she sees the $999 lease offer on that Escalade, it's on an actual stock number that's in that dealership's inventory. So when you come in, you can actually buy the car for that price.
You can buy the car for that price, and it makes suggestions on changing the wording. Is that true?
Correct. So what happens is when you pencil that deal, we're going to create, or our system will automatically create 185 different variations of ads for Google. Why do we do that? Because everybody's going to search differently. Jim's going to search, most expensive Cadillac Escalade. I'm going to search, base model F-150 lease offers. Everybody's going to search a little bit differently. So we need to create those 185 different variations. So that way we have a highly relevant message to everyone, no matter how they're searching. Search for a lease, tell them what a lease is. Search for an annual percentage rate, serve them the APR, so on and so forth. What that does for our customers.
You're serving up exactly what they're shopping for, individualized, and you've got all these different combinations that you're serving up. And it's all based on SEO, paid search, and oh man, you ever see that movie Home Alone?
Yes. Yeah. But we don't just stop at the paid search or the organic content, because we want to make sure we think through the entire customer journey. So if Debbie sees that offer for $999 on that Escalade, she clicks that offer. She needs to go to a landing page on that dealership's website that is all content about Escalades. Shows the exact model and the exact stock number, the exact VIN number, the one that was penciled at $999. But then also on that page, we're going to have other trim levels. So that way she can see one up, one down, maybe a used one, because I don't know if that $999 that she sees is going to have enough bells and whistles for the vehicle that she wanted. So then we allow them to see all the price points. And so they know exactly what they can afford, what they can buy. What does that do for our customers? It increases their time on site, but more importantly, gets more people to actually call because they can actually, figure out what they can afford.
Well, I have seen and spoken to a couple of dealers that are signed up with your program. I'm hearing nothing but raving fans with their hair on fire about how good your results are. I mean, and I talk to a lot of dealers. And I'm hearing nothing but great things about the results that your company is giving these people. Now, I saw the demo. The demo blew me away. But if you don't see the demo, it's hard to grasp all the different facets of what you do.
Correct. The demo takes about 30 minutes. Anybody that wants to see it, call me. I know Jim's got my number. It's area code 406. 595, you can see at the bottom of the screen, 4818. That is my personal cell. You can text me, you can call me anytime. I'm a car guy, so Saturdays and Sundays are totally available.
4 o'clock in the morning, call him.
Absolutely. I got no qualms with that. I'm in San Francisco. I got 7 a.m. demos in New York. I mean, come on, man. I mean, that's 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't care. Money don't sleep. So
Money don't sleep. Hey, Tim Noyes just showed up.
Tim Noyes.
And we got Clayton Blevins on here.
Nice. Well, Tim,
I watched one of his videos this morning.
Give a big shout out to my friend Tim Noyes. He is a great user.
Troxwell acting up on the sideline said Joe Verdi here.
Did we transport back to 1977?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, golly. Micah Burkholz says that's not an Eden Prairie number.
I know that is my personal cell, Micah. If you want the Eden Prairie number, it's 612-354-4005.
That makes a lot better sense to me.
Yeah, exactly. I just like my cell number, but good pickup, Micah.
I'll tell you what, I highly recommend everybody take a look at Dealer Teamwork.
Yes.
And you got some really great. You got my other little buddy Eric Milch working with you.
Oh, it is great. So every time Google does an update, like yesterday, Google updated their algorithm. So yesterday and today I'm on the phone heavily with Eric. He's explaining to me everything that happens, and he explained how this actually the latest update actually increased our page values tenfold because Google started looking at the exact content on the pages. And when you surround yourself with people who are full transparency, smarter than you end up learning a lot. And so I'm very blessed to be with Sean and with Eric and Dan Mondello and Katie Donovan, and we've got the best in the industry on our team. And of course, big shout out to my man, Big Tom LaPointe. I know a personal friend.
Oh, Big Tom LaPointe. He dropped by and had lunch with us here, with his son here a couple weeks ago.
Kyle, yeah.
Yeah, Kyle stopped by and had lunch with us. And I love Tom LaPointe. I really do.
He's one of the greatest people in the industry. One thing I like to point out about our team is we're car people. You know what I mean? We're true car people. So right now, our client services. Let me tell you about our client services real quick, Jim. So with most companies, when you're talking about who's managing this account after the sale, right? Who's helping these people? So what we did is we went out and we got the best in the industry. So we have Ann and Sue Jacobson now running our client services. Sue Jacobson ran the most profitable Ford store in the United States of America for 20 years. She was the profitable general manager of any domestic store for a small little organization known as AutoNation.
Oh yeah.
So when you have these type of people, when the clients call, one of the reasons they're happy is the demo is not what is magical about our product. It shows you the product, but after the fact, the results are what speak volumes. And what's our number one product at Dealer Teamwork? It's our people. Because if my client services and my customer support isn't incredible, my product isn't valuable. So we went out and we got the best. So when you call your account manager, when you call your account executives, you're getting the best from people who have sat in your chair, done those jobs. And what I learned when I started talking to Sue and Ann, did her jobs way better than I did at the store level, and you get to learn.
Talking about Eric Milch, you ever see that Corvette jacket he wears?
Oh, I know all about the Corvette jacket. I think that goes back to Internet Battle Plan like 2.
What?
I think you gave it to him at like Internet Battle Plan number 2.
No, it was not. Maybe it was the last one in Detroit before this one, probably about 5 years ago. But when I sold my last Corvette, Debbie had given me this beautiful jacket. I mean, it's 3-colored leather. It's I don't know, like $600, $700 jacket, and it was hanging in my closet, brand new. But I didn't own a Corvette anymore. And then I found out that Eric had gotten a Corvette, and I said, I'm going to gift him this. And he was so appreciative. I wanted somebody to have it that appreciated it.
Well, and he gets to wear it a lot because, Eric's in Rochester, New York, which isn't the warmest climate. But when he comes to Minnesota, where, Minneapolis is not known for our mild winters, he gets to wear that coat a lot. He can't drive the Corvette up here, but he gets to wear the
He wears his coat.
Yeah.
I love Eric Milch. I mean, good. All your team members are great people.
Thank you.
That's one thing. I mean, there's nobody that I secretly dislike in your company. I mean, everybody in your company is truly a friend, and that means a lot to me.
And we appreciate your feedback, because one thing that helps our company grow is from people like yourself and others in the industry, especially our clients. Like Mr. Noyes, who's on the call right now. We learn from dealer feedback. So why did I join Dealer Teamwork? I had a great job. I was very happy at my store. I did not have a bad story. I had a dealer I still consider a very good personal friend, and we do weekly calls. He's actually a client. Why did I join? Because it solved a massive problem. And it was a massive problem that only car guys would understand. The problem for me personally was when Ford would send me an incentive update, how did I update all my marketing and communicate it out to people? I couldn't do it by the time I needed to because the incentive was then over. So we solved this massive speed to market and this massive problem with working on multiple DM's websites and multiple website platforms. And it moved me enough to move all the way across the country and join the company, working with Eric, working with Sean, etc. Obviously a huge bonus, but we created something special. We get to see great results. I get to work with great people. So, I mean, really, what more can you ask for? And our clients are the best. Like we were talking about when we started. We have so many great clients. It's wonderful to get their feedback and product every day.
I have talked to a number of your clients, and like I said, I haven't, ordinarily when I talk to somebody, I'll get at least one dissatisfied, unhappy person. I have never seen anybody that wasn't raving about your services. And that's why we're having this broadcast today. You guys have sponsored Battle Plan in the past. You're coming back. And by the way, Internet Battle Plan, I'm going to do a little commercial for that right now. I still got seats available. InternetBattlePlan.com. I think Mike Phillips put that on the sidebar a minute ago. InternetBattlePlan.com. Dealer principals and general managers can sign up free, no charge on the website. I really want the dealers to see what their people are learning so they know what to expect when they get back. So I've always never charged dealers, never charged general managers. We dropped the price for attendees to $695. Thousands of people have attended Battle Plan for $1,500 a person. We dropped it.
Can I ask you a question?
What's that?
I always had to pay like $16.99 when I had to come to F&I Samurai training and sales manager super conferences and Internet Battle Plans.
Everything was always $1,600 with me for 20 years. But the truth of the matter is I don't need the money. I was talking to Frank Lopes about that yesterday. I am beyond the point where I'm doing it for the money. I'm having the adventure of my life right now. People, some of these young consultants are saying, when the hell is he going to get off the stage? I'm going to die on the stage in front of a cheering audience, right in the middle of a standing ovation. I'm going to grab my heart and go thud.
I have it's funny that you said that because I've actually been at conferences with you, right? Presenting with you, attending with you. I remember one, it was in Atlanta, I want to say 2 Januaries ago, and your back was in so much pain that you could barely stand up. But you powered through the whole thing. You did your presentation. You did everything. You never complained once. You said some really funny stuff. I don't know why. Maybe.
I was on some drugs. I was on some serious drugs that day. Matter of fact, I disclaimed it. This ought to be really good. I am on some serious drugs. Matter of fact, I'm getting a shot in my back tomorrow. I'm going under anesthesia, and they're going to work on my back tomorrow. But hey,
so we got to get that fixed for you.
I don't know it's ever going to get fixed, but we can patch it up for 6 months at a time nowadays with what they do.
So tell me something, Jim. Battle Plan's coming up this next week. What are you most excited for? Because as a native Detroiter, as a guy who grew up on the east side of Detroit, Mount Clemens, Michigan, right? What are you most excited for? Are you most excited to show people Greektown? Are you most excited is there any speakers that are jumping out at you? You can't wait to tell people about the venue and the Motown.
I've got the $1 billion Tony Ann Lupo Fardet.
So I got to tell you, when I demoed Tony, I was a little nervous because she's a killer.
She's a killer.
She's a killer.
She'll rip your heart out.
And she is so good. She is so good. I am very rarely as impressed when I meet someone as I was with Tony. I met her at Digital Dealer. I think you actually might have introduced us.
Yeah.
Digital Dealer down in Orlando.
I started working with the Atlantic Auto Group about 15 years ago. And matter of fact, the first trip I made in there was the week that George Harrison died. You know, so I remember hearing it on the radio when I was going to the airport. And I started working with the Atlantic Auto Group. They got 24 stores. They're in Long Island. They're one of the biggest in the world, owned by Staluppi. I mean, incredible. Some of the biggest, most successful dealerships in the world. And she ran the BDC in all 24 of them. That's why she's the $1 billion girl. She's running $1 billion. And she knows the vendors. She knows the technology. She knows the phone skills. She's going to be talking about CRM because, man, CRM just dominated her. I mean, she could just operate CRM like nobody's business. And, you know, I'm a big believer in CRM.
Who's not? I mean, if you're not a believer in CRM anymore, I mean, you better find a different industry.
I got a call from my buddy Les Eck at Rusty Eck Ford in Wichita yesterday. And, you know, Debbie gets a little mad at me because I told her I retired from going into dealerships.
You took another consulting gig, didn't you?
I took a consulting gig. They sell 500 units a month. I've been working with them for 20 years. They're on my processes. I can't abandon them.
No, I get it. And you work your whole life to get to a point, right? You worked your whole life. You worked so hard, because let's be real. The time that guys like us spend on the road away from our families, it's hard. It's not easy. When you get back to your hotel at 10, 11, 12 at night, then you got to do 3 hours of emails. Then life on the road's not hard. So you spent 30 years of your life on the road. You build this huge customer base, all these connections. These green peas are now general managers and own stores that you worked with. How do you say no to that guy that you've known since you were 23 years old?
Well, you know, CJ Romick.
Oh, that's my main man.
I brought him from Denver to Chicago.
You brought him from Denver to Chicago?
Yeah, well, I was consulting Motorworks in Barrington, Illinois.
Best decision they ever made.
And they hired CJ as the general manager of a 500-unit import store.
Yeah.
And he's now with a Chevy store. He's got people coming to Battle Plan next week. I've trained CJ since he was a salesman.
I love it. So CJ and I are, of course, we're friends to start, but also he is a client as well. But
you're golf fanatics. Of course you are.
Well, maybe he's coming up on September 4th to play some little golf with James. You know, fun. But CJ, I will say this: he's one of the best car guys I've ever met. If I owned a store and we were doing 100 a month in a market, we should be doing 300. That's the guy I'm calling. He's done it.
Dan Moore on the sidelines is throwing insults at you.
Dan Moore, come on. Is he calling me handsome again?
No, he says you're grown up now.
Oh, I'm all by myself. I don't have my babysitter with me or something.
Yeah, don't laugh, Klaus. Hold it together. I mean, he's over here,
Hey, don't worry. Dan Moore, one, is a friend. Two, if Dan Moore's not giving you a hard time, you are doing something wrong with your life.
I've known Dan for at least 15 years.
Yeah.
What you're saying, it's amazing.
Hold on 1 second. Is Dan stalking me and making fun of me and trolling me while on vacation?
Yeah.
Okay, tell him to get to work. Close some deals. Close some business, Dan Moore.
Tim Noyes says for the Battle Plan. Tim Noyes is going to be at Battle Plan next week.
Awesome.
I love Tim Noyes. Good friend.
He is great. He's awesome. I grew up very close to where his store is located. He should have plenty of dealer teamwork swag. If you need some more, all he's got to do is call me. And I think we had more fun at Teach at the Beach listening to the band out at the cocktail reception than almost anybody.
That band, I love that. And you know, they play biker bars and local bars. They're just, I love the band, the band Foreplay. Their singer Lacey Lewis tried out several times for The Voice and not quite hit it yet, but she's that good.
Yeah, no, they did a great job at Teach on the Beach. What a great event! I can't wait for February.
We're going back to Clearwater in February. Teach at the Beach.
I think I'm gonna bring the family this time.
You should teach at the beach. Detroit is in a casino.
Yep.
I might lose money on the event.
I don't think that's the case. I do not think that's the case. With the quality of people that you get at the event, I don't think anybody's going to be overdoing it at the casino, because you got people there in a quest for knowledge. That's the great thing.
Debbie and I were playing crazy four-card poker, Caesar's Palace, 5 years ago during the NADA convention. And Debbie's playing $25 a slot on 4 slots. So she got $100 after every hand. Now, of course, I'm playing $200 or $300 a slot. So I ran out of money, and I don't want to go yet to the ATM. So I'm sitting out a couple hands. Debbie hit the 4 aces. The 4 aces pays 200 to 1.
Whoa.
Yeah. I've been playing that game 20 years. I've never hit the 4 aces. The pit boss had never seen it.
Well, at least the right one hit it, because even if you would have hit it, it would have been hers anyways. It wouldn't have made any difference at all.
But what was so funny, the woman sitting next to her got mad and stormed off. And the dealer said, "Do you know who that was?" And I said, "No, who was that? We've been talking to her all night." That was Heidi Fleiss.
Whoa.
The Vegas madam. We're sitting there talking to her the whole night.
I don't know if I would have spent too much more time talking to her. You might have gotten into some trouble.
InternetBattlePlan.com coming to Greektown Casino next week, 7th and the 8th. There's still time to sign up. I still got $139 hotel rooms on discount. I mean, sign up. Dealer principals are free. General managers are free. We had 4 people from Toledo sign up today. I mean, it's crazy, all the people that are coming into this thing. Dealer teamwork. Now, if they call you at the number on the screen, you'll give them a personal demo.
I'll do one step more than that. If they call that number on the screen, they contact me. Before we do the demo, I'm actually going to take the time, and by me, I mean have Eric Milch take the time and do a complete SEO, SEM, content audit on their sites. So, to go through, and no matter what, you're going to walk away with a PDF with Eric's
$2,000 for that.
A little more than that, but yes. But you'll get everything in the roadmap, because one thing.
Wait. Let's be clear here. You're going to give them a total SEO results survey. You're going to give them. What are you going to give them?
We're going to give them what we call it as an SEO, so search engine optimization, search engine marketing, SEM audit. So Eric's going to personally go through, and Eric, for those of you who don't know Eric is a co-founder of our company. He's very well known in automotive. Helped to take a
lot smarter than Dan Moore.
No. Oh, do you hear that, Dan Moore? And I completely agree with that statement. Because Dan Moore can take it. But anyways, what he's going to do, he's going to go through your whole site. He's going to look at what you're doing for content. He's going to look at what you're doing in your paid search. And then we're going to go through it all with you. And, we're going to show you how to fix it. Because, Jim, dealers don't need to be told that their stuff's broken anymore. Dealers know that their stuff is broken. We're going to tell you how to fix it. So whether it's me, whether it's Eric, whether it's them doing it themselves in-house, we're going to give you the playbook on how to fix it, and then you take the ball and run with it from there. You'll see how you fix it through our product, but even if you don't use our product, you'll know exactly what you need to do. So we just want to help. We want to help dealers, because that's what we are.
Oh, I don't really want to insult Dan Moore. I mean, that was a joke.
No, it's all in fun.
If you meet Dan Moore, pay attention. He's actually smarter than he looks.
Now let's say something nice about Dan Moore, because Dan Moore is also a friend. Dan Moore has a beautiful family. He helps dealers every day. He's got 3 beautiful daughters, and he goes on vacation for 22 weeks a year. So
yeah,
who can
he lives on vacation? Does a guy ever work?
He says he works from vacation.
Oh.
Yeah. Full transparency. Full transparency. Dan Moore does work very, very hard. I know firsthand. So
we got Micah Burkholz there.
I know Michael works for Dan. So
yeah, Mike is over here defending him.
Yeah. Oh, and we have my friend Curtis Snyder join the broadcast as well.
Oh, I know Snyder.
Great car guy. Phenomenal human being. Just moved out to the sticks in Chicago because he couldn't handle the downtown life anymore. But one of the sharpest, best car people that I know.
Well, I met him when he was working in a Chicago dealership that I was consulting. Yep. About
real car guy.
7-8 years ago. Wow. Hey, Brian Bice is here. How do we get the evaluation? You just tuned in. Brian, the phone number is on the screen. Call that phone number and get a free evaluation audit of your SEO, SEM, and you don't have to buy anything. And I know for a fact they've charged people thousands of dollars for that audit. I just squeezed Klaus, and he's giving that audit away. I mean, so Jim, if you want an audit of your SEO, your SEM, are you going to tell them what vendors are working and which ones aren't working?
If they ask, I will give them very candid answers. So yes, if they ask me a specific question on a vendor, I'll give them my personal opinion. Some of my competitors I really like and have a lot of admiration for, and I will openly say that. And there's others that they should steer clear of. So yes, I will give honest feedback because that's what it's all about. Full transparency and honest feedback.
None of these bogus attribution surveys, right?
No, what we use is Google Data Studio. I see my friend Jay Lasco just joined on as well.
Jay is a super dealer.
Jay is a super dealer. Jay is cutting edge, and Jay. There's a reason why in Fenton, Michigan, Lasco Ford does what they do, and a lot of it has to do with Jay and his inspecting of everything every day, pushing people to be better every day. But ultimately, good operators drive good results. And if one thing I can say about Lasco Ford, if anybody walks into Lasco Ford, I guarantee they're going to have an awesome experience. They're going to be treated with respect. And there's something about that place that's special because it's a family-owned dealership. And Jim, you and I have been in a million dealerships, family-owned dealerships with the family working in the store. It's a different feeling.
Oh, well, and Jay's a second or third generation dealer himself.
And he does that CrossFit stuff. He's like jumping over stuff and doing crazy things.
That's sick.
And also remember that they're running a highly, highly, highly successful Mitsubishi store now as well. They've expanded into the Mitsubishi family.
Mitsubishi's coming back, that big guy.
Yeah. So I can't wait to see what he does there because, if anybody can drive insane results to a Mitsu store, it's going to be the Lasco family because, they've got the track record of success.
Guess who's coming to Battle Plan?
I already saw El Patron.
El Patron. I'll tell you what. El Patron, first time I saw that guy, I raised an eyebrow. And then I talked to some of the Mitsu people, and I looked at some of it. He's the real deal.
Yeah. Well, listen, hold on one second. Did you see Jay's comment? Jay sold 62 new Mitsus in Flint, Michigan last month. 62.
In Flint?
In Flint.
Yeah.
I'm from Michigan. Check yourself.
You can't even drink the water, but you can sell Mitsus. Bottled water, Jay. Bottled water.
Jim is a native Michigander. Come on. Send him a case. Don't hate. Don't hate. And then I see Lacey Freeman just jumped on. Lacey, another good, very, very good friend of mine as well. Hi, Lacey. I just want to say hi.
Robin Stedman's here. Hey, Robin is in State College. He runs some pretty big import stores. Robin, you never did call me back about Battle Plan, big guy. One thing you need to do, Robin Stedman, is you need to call that number on the screen and have your SEO, SEM audit. These guys are giving away a free audit that I know for a fact they charge dealers thousands of dollars for just as a result of this broadcast. These guys are friends of mine. They've sponsored my events. They continue to sponsor my events. And I'm really, really pleased to be associated with Dealer Teamwork. Curtis Snyder just gave me a law. I don't know what he's laughing about. Oh, Micah Burkholz says, "Don't hate, hydrate."
And did you see Jay's comment that in 2016 there was 3 total Mitsubishis registered in that market?
Wow.
And he just pumped 64 in there in 1 month. You want to?
Jay is a second, third generation. Jay, are you second or third generation?
But think about that increase. Think about on somebody's cross-sell report, what's that doing to their market share? That's 62 new vehicles, 62 new in that market that they grabbed from somebody, that they conquested somebody. I guarantee on that cross-sell, somebody lost a lot of market share there.
Oh, I'm telling you, that is a really decent vehicle. That new the new Mitsubishi
Outlander's great. Yeah, the Outlander's great. I know the Outlander here in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, because of Richard over at White Bear Mitsubishi. If you've ever heard of White Bear, they're the 2 or 3 third largest Mitsu dealer in the United States.
Good casino there too.
Yes, that's Mystic Lake.
Yeah,
the Outlander here is actually outselling the Subaru Outback.
Really?
Yes. And what they did outside their store, it's really phenomenal, is outside their store, when you walk in and when you're walking into the showroom, they have a totaled Mitsubishi Outlander out front. A gal got hit at 70 miles an hour on the freeway, and the safety features in that car, she walked away with mild bumps and bruises. So Richard, the general manager out there, and if you don't know Richard Harrod III, he's a phenomenal general manager at White Bear Mitsubishi. He put it out front. He bought the car from her. Instead of getting it fixed in the collision center, he put it out front to show the safety features and say, hey, we talk the talk and walk the walk. So everybody sees the safety features. What a genius marketing idea, and what a smart idea in general. So, you know.
When I was working with Dyer and Dyer Volvo back in the day, you know, Dyer and Dyer was legendary. I wasn't responsible totally for their success. I was one of the managers. I don't say that I did everything. That we went from 40 units a month to 850 units a month in a year and a half. And Richard Dyer was such an innovator. And like I say, I wasn't even in charge. I wasn't even the department head. I was one of the managers, but I got to participate in that. And he took and sawed a Volvo in half. I mean, had it on the showroom floor. I just sawed it right down the middle, saw the engine blocks, saw the doors, just to show the safety structure of the vehicle. You know?
Absolutely. And that's the nice thing. Now, just to talk about, you know, dealer teamwork for one more second, is on the landing pages where we drive traffic. So think, if you're a Mitsubishi store, right, and you're competing against the Subarus, against the Honda CR-Vs, against those type of vehicles, against the Toyota RAV4, make sure that you have model-specific landing pages on your website that show the safety feature differences and why a Mitsubishi Outlander is as good, if not better, than a Subaru Outback, or better than a Honda CR-V, etc. Build that content. Make your dealership the authority. Take what Richard does, merchandising his showroom floor with a totaled car, and put that on your site. Put that out there organically. Help build your reputation and your brand.
Wow. I'll tell you that the quality of this broadcast is amazing. I think the first deal I recommended you to was probably Tallahassee Dodge.
Urban.
Yeah. And everybody that I've seen that you do business with is raving about your company. And
yeah.
Now Eric Milch, there's a hell of a retail guy. And he will perform a complete SEO, SEM audit to the viewers of this broadcast. No charge?
No charge.
No obligation?
No charge, no obligation. You know, we'll go through the results with you. We'll walk you through them. You know, it's really simple. It's really fun for us because we get to help improve dealers. And for me personally, Jim, why it's so fun is I was a user of the platform at my store. You know, I've only been a vendor for, you know, about 18 months now. I had never done anything in my life outside of bartend, drop out of colleges, and sell office supplies before I started selling cars at age 20, 21. So it's fun for us to help dealers because because we are dealers. I use the platform and I can show you how we can help you, or just show you the best practices that will help drive better results to your store, to your site, to your engagements, etc. So we like to do it. The reason I want to offer it is, one, you have a great following and they're of great car people. Good people like to help good people. People like to hold the doors open for people, etc. So let's just let us open the door for somebody and let them get in the car like you do before a demo drive.
I'll tell you, honest to goodness, Big Tom, when he's at your store, have him break some concrete blocks for you.
No, he broke his hand doing that.
I know. I mean, I was watching him at one of the conferences doing this karate, and he breaks all these concrete blocks. And then the next thing I hear, he broke his hand.
Well, and he didn't tell anybody he broke his hand for quite some time. So he just dealt with the pain. I just added my cell phone number to the comments of the broadcast, so people can contact me that way as well. I'm going to type in my email as well in case somebody wants to contact me that way.
Well, that is amazing. Dealer teamwork, and you've got one hell of a team there. Is Katie with you?
Katie Donovan?
Yeah.
She's right on the other side of that wall over there. I'm sitting in our boardroom right now.
Yeah, her and I work together on the re-elect Trump team.
Oh, Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy. You do know that you just put my life in jeopardy, correct?
Yeah, I saw her the other day wearing a Make America Great Again hat.
No, you did. Oh, Jim, you're going to get me killed. You're going to get me killed. I'm pleading the fifth.
Katie knows that's humor.
I know. Doesn't matter. When you mess with this family, right? When you mess with this family, these are not people that you want to mess with. So I'll call Debbie later, make sure your life insurance is paid up real good.
Oh my gosh. I know Mike fairly well.
Greatest guy in the world, Mike Donovan, Search Engines MD. Just a great company, great human being. I wouldn't want to be on his bad side. I've seen people on his bad side. It does not turn out well for them. Great human, great family man, and does great things for our industry. If you're looking for Facebook, I
get away with a lot because I'm a senior citizen.
If you ever talk to Mike, you should ask him about the Shelby F-150s that he went viral at my store. He did a video at my store. I did a video at my store, and on Shelby F-150s, and it got 6 million views on Facebook. And I pre-sold 7 Shelby F-150s with a gross profit in each one between $20,000 and $30,000 on $100 off of Facebook. So if you have questions about that, call Mike at Search Engines MD.
I was in California. I was consulting Murphy Shelby Dodge, and J. Carroll Shelby owned major percentage of that dealership. And Carroll Shelby took me back in the shop, and here he is. Most of his work was with Fords, but for a while there he was working with Dodge, and he owned a Dodge dealership, Murphy Shelby Dodge. He took me back in the shop, and he said, "Look, I've got these 6 Viper engines. He's got these Viper engines and transmissions." He says, "I've got them up to 2,000 horsepower. I just don't know what to put them in." There's photographs of me and Carroll Shelby. I mean, he was just a neat old guy. I mean, he was a kid at heart when he was 70.
Oh yeah. And I mean, personally, and I'm going to take a shot at Eric Milch real quick. When Eric wants to upgrade to a GT500 one day from his little starter Corvette, he can talk to me, and I'll get him a nice Mustang coat.
His starter Corvette? Did you say that?
Yeah.
Oh God. I had 7 Corvettes and 9 Escalades since 2000.
But didn't Debbie get an Enclave now? Is she liking it?
Debbie had an Enclave. Debbie's driving a Cadillac right now.
Oh, she went back.
She did. Well, she had that SL 550 Mercedes for about 5 years. But then she found out our granddaughter couldn't ride in the front seat of a 2-seater. I got Debbie one of the first XLRs that came out when Cadillac came out with the Corvette engine in the She had that, and then she traded an SL. Debbie drives imports. I generally drive domestics.
Yeah.
And what I'm excited about now is the new Lincoln Aviator coming out.
Yes. Yes.
It's going to be a Ford Explorer upgraded to a Lincoln.
Now, according to Lincoln, it is a different body completely than, because as a Ford Lincoln guy, it is a completely different body than the Explorer. So they're trying to separate it out as much as possible. So I think we might want to pay really close attention, because I'm curious about that Aviator when it comes out. But I think it's a completely different frame and everything.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been reading on it, and I'm most likely 99% going to get one. You know, Mark LeNave at Ford is one of my better friends. Yeah, the national marketing director of Ford.
As a Ford guy, if I didn't know who Mark LeNave was, he should probably.
I've known him since he was president of General Motors, and he used to bring me up to. You know, I've been with Ford and General Motors so many years. You know, the Renaissance Center used to be Ford's national headquarters.
Correct.
A lot of people don't realize. I think General Motors has always been there. When I was working with Ford back in the 80s, when they gave me that $1 million contract, I had to audition for that contract on the Tower 1 of the Renaissance Center.
Really?
I was on a big horseshoe table. Edsel Ford III, Bob Ruey, Ross Roberts, Dick Fenstermacher, all the vice presidents and Rusty Rastucia, they were all there. And Fenstermacher said to me, and I was auditioning for the minority contract, you know, to consult the minority dealers.
Absolutely. I remember that.
They made a commitment to Jesse Jackson to have 300 minority dealers. They needed somebody like me to help recruit the dealers, train the dealers, you know, because most of the dealers, like general managers, or, you know, they had experience, and this was not a charity program. These guys and women, African American, they had to invest. I mean, it was their money. Their money was on the line. It wasn't a charity. So I took it really at heart. And Dick Fent, and I was already on all the Ford training videos, and I was the official F&I school for Ford ESP. I was traveling around the country doing F&I schools for Ford. So the
Awesome.
3 contracts I had with Ford totaled over $1 million annually. And that's how I started my company. You know, I just left retail. And Dick Fenstermacher was head of Ford Credit. He said to me, other people want this contract. He said, you're brand new. We've checked out your results, and your results are outstanding. He said, but you're teaching the same thing everybody else teaches. A road to the sale and a negotiation technique and some word tracks. He said, why does your stuff work when some of the other people who checked out their stuff doesn't work? And they're basically teaching the same thing. I said, because we really do what we teach. It took a second for that whole enclave of people to understand. My success as a manager was never because I knew things other people didn't know. I did things other people didn't do.
You become successful in the world. Do the things other people will not.
Exactly. See, in the car business, I've said it over and over again. We don't have a knowing problem. We have a doing problem.
So that's great that you said that, because I gotta give a huge thank you and kudos to the people that mentored me when I was early in the industry. Never ask of others what you won't do. So one of my favorite things to do at my old store was go work in the detail bay. So myself and the owner, David, would go back to the detail bay and we'd wash cars. You want to know what happens when the owner and his right-hand man are in the back doing details, washing cars, vacuuming cars? It sets a very good tone throughout the dealership, because it told everybody that we didn't care if it was brooming snow off the cars on the lot, if it was, power washing the sidewalks, if it's picking up trash outside, if it's taking out the garbage, if it's detailing a car or cleaning a car for a delivery, putting fuel in it, whatever. That job is not below or above anyone.
No.
So that was one of the lessons that I learned early on.
In my book.
Yeah.
In my book, I talk about a woman I interviewed as my marketing director when I had 40 employees, Ziegler Super Systems.
Yeah.
I said to her in the interview, I said, would you clean a toilet? She says, is that part of the job description? I said, well, yeah. She said, no, I wouldn't do that. I said, I personally cleaned a toilet in this office yesterday. The cleaning crew didn't missed our office for whatever reason. I said, your job description is whatever needs to be done.
Absolutely.
You know, you're my marketing director, but if a toilet needs cleaning, I clean it. So the thing about the car business, people say, well, Ziegler, you got a reputation for bringing dealerships up to the big numbers. And I do, because I'll go in a dealership and some manager will sidle up to me. Well, Mr. Ziegler, let me tell you how we do business here. I said, well, you don't think they hired me because you're doing a good job. You know, you don't bring an award-winning chef into your restaurant and change the recipe.
No.
Okay. We've been almost an hour. I could visit with you forever. It's very personal. Okay, let's talk about dealer teamwork, free audit of their SEO, SEM. Call the number on the screen. And I mean, you're going to put your top people on it, right?
I mean, does it get any better than Eric? I mean, I got Eric Milch on the case. You got me on the case. We're going to go through everything. We're going to look at it. We're going to come to you with actionable results. I mean, we're just here to help. Those of you who don't know Eric, he was a phenomenal human being. He was actually one of the things that I was most excited about joining Dealer Teamwork, because as a dealer at that time, I had seen Eric speak. I had, tried to work with Eric. I couldn't afford him because he was so friggin' expensive, but probably would ROI. But when you get to work with people like this, when you get to pick the best brains in the industry, it's a win-win. It's a win-win. We connect with you.
You've got an exceptional team of people. I'm amazed you've been able to put them together. Dealer teamwork, what you'll do is you'll maximize their SEO, maximize their SEM, send the right message to the right customer, exactly the way they want to shop, the way they want to buy.
Correct.
I mean, like I say, everybody that I've talked to that uses you guys, I haven't found a dissatisfied customer yet. As a matter of fact, I haven't found one of your customers yet that's not a raving fan of your company.
Thank you so much for that. It's fantastic. And, we're very blessed people. We get to do what we love for a living every day and get to help sell cars.
And Internet Battle Plan coming up next week. InternetBattlePlan.com. Dealers, general managers, no charge. We still got seats available. Cocktail reception, free lunch, free breakfast. 20 great speakers. Every aspect of internet sales, marketing, technology marketing. Don't miss it.
Yeah, one thing to put in there, Jim. The food that you actually serve at your conferences is awesome. There's one thing that Debbie does not allow is the horse trough lunch meat, kind of been out on a Saturday lunch for 6 hours food. You don't get that at
no.
The
cocktail reception is open bar. We're not going to give you a little ticket where you have a little ticket stub. You can get a drink or two. No, we got open bar. 2 hours, knock yourself out. No, don't really, but
It's a first-class event. That's what I wanted to get across. That's one thing I love about Battle Plan is it is a first-class event and it's not nickeled and dimed. When you eat lunch, you get a real napkin. You get real silverware. You get real food.
When I started this company 34 years ago, the theme has always been first-class training in a quality environment. That's always been what we do.
That's what it's all about.
Dealer teamwork, free audit of your SEO, SEM, of your website, everything. Call the number on the screen. This is James Klaus, good friend of mine. The company is excellent. I'm going to end the broadcast. Say goodbye, James.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jim.